Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are not new here, if you are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Kay or ChataraKaye. I want to just do a brief video today on what the Lord has been talking to me about, and it's concerning why a lot of marriages are ending at this time. As we know, I've been talking about, famines. I've talked about narcissists. I've talked about it all. And some people, through over the years and over the months, God has been encouraging you to stay in your marriage. But some people, their marriages are coming to an end regardless. Okay, and I just want to get into the revelation that the Lord gave me this week about why some marriages are leaving or ending permanently. Now, some people are always making statements like, God does not do divorce. No, it's not true. It's not so. God himself says a house divided against itself cannot stand, okay? What's going on in this time is a lot of believers, even kingdom marriages, are ending, because there's a spouse that is unequally yoked. And even though this spouse may have been a child of God, may have had a calling on their life, may have been chosen to do great and mighty things for the Lord, whoever this is for, you being the spouse that chases after the Lord, you may have even seen your spouse do great and mighty things in their future. In the spirit, God showed you who they were always meant to be, right? But God is a gentleman, okay? He is not one to force anybody to serve him or follow him. And when God gave us free will, that is literally it. He gave us free will. We have the right to choose the Lord or not. And so what's going on in these marriages is a lot of, even if it's a kingdom marriage, these people have chosen to go outside of God's will for their life, okay? Which everybody has that choice, okay? Everybody has that choice. Now, what the Lord helped me understand in this time is some of you, your marriages are ending for these reasons. If this is something for you, these are the reasons that your marriage is ending. God showed me now twice, in a dream this week. And I think it was last weekend this week. But God showed me now twice a dream of, a spouse giving, a cheating spouse giving the child of God HIV, a disease that they can't get rid of, right? That's what I saw, okay? I saw, the cheating spouse living their life, cheating, having fun, all those things, and then going and carrying that disease on to their partner, okay? And very scary. God is at this time trying to protect you, because what God let me understand is that the enemy has a plan for every marriage. Everybody that gets married, God has a plan, and the enemy also has a plan. Now, depending on how equally yoked and how close the individuals are to the Father in the marriage determines whose plan is going to be fulfilled, okay? You may be the child of God who sit over here and say, oh, well, God does not believe in marriages, or divorces. Let me clean that up. God does not believe in divorces, and you'll stick around. And this is why it's just so important for you to hear the voice of God for yourself, because a lot of us got to get out of just being so religious and like, what is God saying to you personally? This may even be a confirmation of what you felt or something that you already know or whatever, but the Lord is not requiring you to stay in certain situations. Like, people out here getting diseases and dying from these diseases. A lot of wives, a lot of husbands are coming back with, a positive test results because they're cheating spouses. And it was never God's plan for you to have something like that. But because you thought that because you're married, you have to stick and you have to be a doormat for somebody, you have to let somebody run over you or whatever, that's not what God is saying, okay? God is releasing a lot of people right now from their marriage. Besides the fact that, you could have gotten the plan of the enemy fulfilled in your life. You could have gotten something from that. What the Lord also let me understand is that we are being called home soon. God does not want you to be like the virgins who were not ready for his return without your oil for your lamp. God don't want you to be like that. So what's going on in this time is God wants to clean you up and help you get rid of any bitterness, any kind of hurt, any kind of pain, any kind of unforgiveness, anything, any resentment, anything that's in you that keeps that's standing in the middle between you and the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You, and then you got all this resentment, bitterness, unforgiveness, whatever it is that could be keeping you from the Lord, right? God wants to deal with all of that, because it can't be you, the resentment, and the Lord. No, it has to be nothing separating the two. Okay. And so God is, if you were in a relationship with this partner, continuously staying in that relationship with this partner, you're going to feel all this rage, anger, pain, resentment, sadness, whatever it is, you're going to feel, because you're going to be, I remember when I was in my situation, some of the things that I even used to think about was like, wow, this person gets to do me dirty and keep a good spouse. You know what I'm saying? They get to run over me and all that. And look at me just here ready for the next, session or whatever they gonna pull out their hat next, And the Lord is saying, no, that's not what he wants for you. Okay. The Lord wants you to heal. The Lord wants you to be good and healed before he returns. So rapture ready, all these kind of things. He does not want anything in the way of keeping you from your blessings. On top of the fact, speaking of blessings, that even though we are in the end time, even though we are, rapture is coming, things like that is coming, right? God also wants us to understand that there are still things that certain people who, have, earned it, they're going to still be blessed. You're still going to be blessed before the end comes. Whether it's going to be you being ready, whether it's going to be you getting blessed financially, whatever it is. And God does not want these people in your life taking a part of what, God has for you. I remember seeing in a dream, an individual as well. This person got their stuff together, nice home built, and it seemed like they was doing everything themselves while their spouse is busy, sending nudes to women and things like that, right? Then I was also able to see women running into the big beautiful home. Because of the spouse is allowing these ultimately evil spirits into the home, into their life because of their choices, right? God does not want these people to come into your promised land with you, okay? At this time, they need to reap what they've sown, and you equally even have to reap what you've sown as well, okay? And no matter if it is the end of all things and things are coming to an end, whatever, God is still going to do what he said he's going to do. There's some promises that he's given to many of you, and it has not been fulfilled yet. And so he has to do that. He's going to do that for you. And what he's saying is, these covenants have to be broken. Okay. These covenants with these dark people, it has to be broken because they are literally vessels for the enemy. Their life is not of God. Their life is not of God. They have chose who their father is. God said, they don't listen to me. I've been speaking and speaking. I've been warning. I've been a still small voice. I've been a loud voice. I've been making things loud and clear. You know what I'm saying? But they're not listening. And so at this point, it's time to let it go because God does not want them to, reap any of the rewards that are owed to you and you alone and the other righteous people, that God may bring into your life. Okay. So that's what it is. God is not only protecting you, but he's bringing you to higher grounds. He's bringing you to a better place. He's fulfilling promises. So these covenants with these dark people have to be broken because covenants with the wrong people literally can hold you back. Literally. So this is why God is breaking these marriages because the covenant is no longer valid. Okay. These people have already made their own choices. These people have made the covenant not valid by them not keeping up their end and being righteous and making a covenant under God and then keeping it and doing all things that they were supposed to do. By not doing that, they have heaped up, a negative, taste in the Lord's mouth for them. Okay. And, another thing that the Lord was letting me understand is like these people, another reason why they were removed is because God wanted to have mercy on these people. God was saying that he wants to remove them out of your life because he does not want them to keep doing things that they're about to have to pay for. You know what I'm saying? Towards you. Now, it's one thing if they want to go off and sin and do whatever to themselves. I don't know. But it's a whole nother thing when you keep offending and hurting a child of God. And so therefore you make God choose between the child of God and them. And now God will choose the righteous one. He's going to judge and see who is just and who is unjust in this situation. And when God saw that, he tried to already as is remove them from your life. So that way it does not, so he could have more mercy on them. They're not hurting you anymore. So they, they don't have to have as much harsh judgment as they could have gotten. But you might find that some of these people are so dark that even though God has removed them, because God does not want you to any longer see what they've been up to and who they are any longer. You have suffered enough. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need to see how far they can go. Only God's eyes can really handle, and God's heart and mind can really handle these people, right? At this point, you'll find that some of these people are just so wicked in their hearts that they are still trying to do things to affect you. They're still trying to do things to hurt you. They're still trying to offend you, and you're not even around them. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand. That's coming from their lack of understanding that they are heaping more coals on their head by doing such. But what I would do is, for anybody who may be suffering in something like that, act in wisdom at all times. Act in wisdom at all times. Be as righteous as you can, and do not engage with the foolery, because that's all it is. It's literally foolery. It's an open door, a window, a crack for you to walk into some more bull and some more shenanigans. And it's like, just let it go. The Lord has let it go. The Lord has called for it to end. So even when you see them doing petty things or things that they know will try to offend you, don't even mind it. Just ignore it, because it's over. It's over. You literally don't have to deal with that anymore. God is opening up a whole new world and a whole new life for you. Okay. God wants to give you some things before, you get taken out of this earth. God wants you to receive, some kind of promised land, okay, while you're still here on earth, okay? At this time, I would suggest that anybody and everybody get on it. Like I said it before, get in the food, get in the water, but most importantly, get on, stand in the presence of the Lord, praying all the time, consistently, being in the presence of the Lord, because at the end of the day, that's the best thing that we can do for ourselves, okay? No worried about no relationships right now, and even if something comes your way, okay, just pray about everything, okay? Pray about everything. Keep your eyes on the Lord, long story short, because the devil knows that his time is short, okay? So he's going to be trying to send any and every kind of distraction, anything to get in the way of what the Lord has for you and what you're going to do in your life here soon. So don't be easily distracted. Don't be easily moved, okay? Keep your eyes on the Lord and always seek out the Lord for direction. But that's really it. I hope that answers, some people's prayers. Maybe some of you have been wondering, are you restoring this marriage? What do I do with this? Like, we're no longer talking. What are you doing, Father? And for some, your answer may be that you are staying. But for some, and you always should go check with the Lord, pray, and figure out if my message is for you. You know what I'm saying? But some you may have found today as confirmation of something that the Lord was already putting in your spirit, that it is over. Okay, it is over. All right, guys, I want you guys to have a great rest of your night, day, evening, whatever time it is. Have a good one, guys. Bye.